The biggest emergency fund mistake is not failing to save enough. It is treating every predictable expense like an emergency. Car repairs, insurance renewals, holiday spending, and routine medical costs may feel unexpected, but many of them are normal parts of life. When those expenses repeatedly drain your emergency fund, the problem is usually not bad luck. Your budget is missing a planning layer. The better system separates money into three categories: regular monthly spending, predictable irregular expenses, and true financial emergencies. Your monthly budget handles expenses that arrive regularly. These are bills and costs you reasonably expect during a normal month. Sinking funds handle expenses that are irregular but predictable. You know they will happen, even if the timing or exact amount is uncertain. Your emergency fund should protect against serious disruptions such as job loss, major income interruption, or a necessary expense you could not reasonably plan for. This creates a simple wealth nexus framework called the three-layer safety system. Each layer has a different job and should not replace the others. Most people use one general savings account for every expense outside the monthly budget. That makes the balance look stronger than it really is. The account grows for a few months, then a repair, annual payment, or family event pulls it back down. That cycle creates the feeling that you can never get ahead. You keep rebuilding the same balance without increasing your actual financial protection. Part of the money is already committed to future expenses. It may be sitting in savings, but it is not fully available for an emergency. This is where progress quietly disappears. Predictable costs such as tires, deductibles, annual subscriptions, gifts, and travel consume money labeled for emergencies. A $5,000 balance may feel reassuring, but if $3,000 will be needed for known expenses, your true emergency reserve is closer to $2,000. When a real emergency finally happens, the account may already be depleted. The remaining expense often moves to a credit card or personal loan. Here is the hard truth. A generic savings target means very little if you have not defined what the money is supposed to cover. 3 months of expenses can represent very different levels of protection depending on your job stability, household income, insurance, debt, and essential obligations. A 2-income household with flexible spending may recover faster from one job loss than a single-income household supporting children on one paycheck. Your emergency fund should be based on essential expenses and actual financial risks, not a round number that simply feels responsible. It also should not automatically include every normal lifestyle expense. During an emergency, some spending can be reduced while core obligations remain. A car repair is not always an emergency. If you own a vehicle, maintenance and eventual repairs are predictable, even when the exact date is unknown. That means routine repairs belong in a sinking fund, while your emergency fund should protect against serious disruptions, such as job loss or a major income interruption. Use 3 layers: monthly spending for normal bills, sinking funds for irregular but expected costs, and emergency savings for events you could not reasonably absorb. The goal is not just to save money. It is to give each dollar a clear job so predictable life expenses stop weakening your real safety net. Assume your essential monthly expenses total $3,000. That includes housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, debt minimums, and necessary household costs. A 4-month emergency fund would equal $12,000. That amount is intended to cover a serious disruption, not every irregular bill. Now assume you also expect $1,200 for vehicle repairs, $600 for annual insurance, $600 for gifts, and $600 for routine medical costs. Those predictable irregular expenses total $3,000 for the year. Divided across 12 months, that is $250 per month. If you keep everything together, a $15,000 balance may appear to exceed your emergency target. But $3,000 is already assigned to predictable costs. Your true emergency reserve remains $12,000. The total amount saved does not change. The separation simply prevents you from overestimating how much protection you actually have. Start by reviewing the last 12 months of expenses. Look for costs that were irregular but not truly surprising. Common examples include vehicle maintenance, annual memberships, insurance premiums, medical deductibles, pet care, gifts, home repairs, and planned travel. Estimate the annual amount for each category, then divide it by 12. That gives you a practical monthly contribution for each sinking fund. Automate those contributions after payday. Even modest monthly amounts can reduce the damage caused by predictable expenses arriving all at once. Next, calculate your essential monthly spending. Focus on the expenses you would still need to pay during a temporary loss of income. Then, adjust the number of months based on your situation. Consider income stability, household earners, dependents, insurance coverage, debt, and job search difficulty. Finally, define clear rules for using the emergency fund. Decide in advance which events qualify and which should be handled elsewhere. Your savings balance can be misleading. Money reserved for known expenses is not fully available for an emergency, even when it sits in the same account. Suppose you have $15,000 saved, but $3,000 is needed for repairs, insurance, medical costs, and gifts during the next year. Your true emergency reserve is $12,000, not $15,000. The rest already has another job. Separating sinking funds from emergency savings does not require more money. It gives you an honest picture of your protection and prevents predictable expenses from repeatedly resetting your progress. Wealth Nexus Rule. If an expense is predictable, it needs a sinking fund before it needs your emergency fund. The Wealth Nexus newsletter shares more practical frameworks for building financial stability without making money management unnecessarily complicated. The Smart Wealth Starter Kit can help you organize expenses, build better savings habits, and create a clearer plan for where your money should go. An emergency fund is not supposed to pay for every expense that falls outside your normal monthly routine. Predictable costs deserve their own plan. When you prepare for them separately, your emergency savings can remain available for genuine financial disruption. That is why a strong safety net requires more than one savings account. It requires clear layers with clearly defined purposes. Do not measure security only by the total balance on the screen. Measure how much of that balance is truly uncommitted and available. Once predictable life expenses stop masquerading as emergencies, you can build savings that actually grows and protection that is there when you genuinely need it.
Like and subscribe.